All right, we're live.
Hey, that was quick.
Yeah.
Nice. How's it going, everybody? How y'all doing?
Hello, hello.
Back pain is back. More
Oh no, what
painful than
happened?
ever. I injured myself a few weeks ago, and now it just comes and goes randomly.
Oh, dude, I'm sorry.
So that's a be heating blanket. I'm gonna be tied to this the whole time. Will you?
I missed last week's episode for a couple things. One thing was we had a death in the family. Reese lost her uncle last week, so we had to go through a Zoom funeral and everything, which was an interesting experience.
Sure.
And the other thing was on the actual day and time of the podcast recording, I was part of a 50-turn Mario Party game for charity, which was an interesting experience to say the least. It was run by a group that runs a professional Mario Party league, and whatever place you ranked in dictated how much money your charity got.
Okay.
Okay.
Cool.
Wait. So professional, like they make money off of this Mario Party League?
Well, like it's like they stream out their matches, basically. They stream out their matches. They've got decent, like, what's the word I'm looking for here? Production value, and they have like 50 or 60 plus players.
Okay. Right. Oh, have you done 50 turns before? That sounds like a nightmare.
Long time ago. Usually 20 is all we go for. So 50 was an interesting experience.
Okay. That sounds miserable.
Especially
That
over
sounds
net
so
play,
bad.
so there was just like a bit of latency you had to worry about at times.
Yeah.
How long did that take?
3 hours.
Okay, not as long as I expected, but still pretty rough.
Yeah, 2.5 to 3 hours, somewhere in that range.
Okay. Which Mario Party?
Mario Party 2, the one I grew up with.
Okay. Sure.
Yeah, we got second place. We lost first place on the very last turn, which was a bummer.
Was it because of some like bullshit star out of nowhere?
It was because on the second last turn, someone managed to land on an item space and got a boo bell, so they stole my star.
Yeah, that sounds like Mario
Gave it to them.
Party.
Yeah, so it was Mario Party. It was a Mario Party loss in a Mario Party game, so it's what you expect. But we still
Sure,
managed to
yeah.
get $700+ to the Breast Cancer Research Foundation. So
Nice, good for
Nice.
you
it's a
guys.
good cause.
Yeah. What about you, Paul? How you been?
Been fine. Nothing new.
You ready to talk? You want to talk about some Marvel?
Okay. Yeah. WandaVision's over. That's
Good.
the... No, I was
Yes,
asking you,
yes.
have you seen Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.? First of all.
I watched that first season when it first came out, and I never went back.
Yeah. I heard that show gets really, really good, but, like, I saw one episode, I was just like, oh, this sucks, and I just didn't bother watching more of it, so...
I heard the same thing.
Yeah. I've been considering going back to it, but yeah, WandaVision's done. Not going to talk spoilers here. Didn't care too much for the last episode. It was okay. They just wrapped up a lot of loose ends that they could have done something cool with, but they just aren't taking the chance on currently anyways. But they opened up. They ended with what's going to be coming in the movies for sure. The big thing for me is I don't care about Falcon and Winter Soldier, and that's coming up next. And I want to see how they follow up me caring every week about a show to me not caring at all, at first about a show. So I hope they win me over.
I'm looking forward to it. I'm assuming it's going to be more action heavy.
Totally, yeah, for sure.
I feel like it'd almost be hard not to, because there was not a lot of action in WandaVision until like the last 2 episodes, maybe.
Yeah.
I mean, I like those characters. I enjoyed their like riffing of each other that we got briefly in the last couple of movies that involved them. So I want to see what happens with that. I want to see the new Captain America, right? I want to see how Falcon does it.
Sure.
Not.
Yeah.
It is crazy though that like we have 1 week off and then we're just like back into it. Like let's go.
Yeah. I like it. I kind of wish it was on this week, just for something more to watch, but a week off is nice for sure to pad it out.
I don't mind having the like a bit of the breathing room. Get a week to myself. I can do something else on Friday night. I am looking forward to it.
Yeah.
I had a movie recommendation I wanted to put out there for people. This is on Netflix. It's called Moxie.
Okay.
It's a comedy. Let me just make sure I'm getting some of the information right. It stars a young girl who I don't know, but also, so the Rotten Tomatoes is a lot lower than I expected. I quite enjoyed Moxie, and I believe, so it's directed by Amy Poehler, which I feel like that should just kind of sell you on it right there.
Okay.
And she is in it as like the mom character, but it's like a teen coming of age comedy, and I thought it was very funny. And I feel like good comedies are pretty few and far between
Yeah.
when it comes to the pandemic.
Yeah, I
There's
agree.
not a lot of them right now. So that's on Netflix. Moxie, I thought that was pretty good. So if you guys are looking for a laugh, I would recommend it quite a bit.
The last
and we got
young girl coming of age thing I saw was Booksmart. How does it relate to that?
I think if you like Booksmart, you'll like Moxie.
Okay, same kind of attitude.
Exactly, same kind of attitude. Similar to like if you saw 8th Grade.
Okay.
Some stuff with there. Yeah.
Sure. Yeah.
Very teen coming of age, starring female protagonists. So very similar to those ones for sure.
Okay.
And we got goofy guy in the chat here saying tomorrow the making of WandaVision is coming out. So if you do need some brand new Marvel, there is technically new Marvel you could watch.
I like behind the scenes stuff, so I would watch that. Sure.
Also, I brought some show and tell because I just bought this comic book.
Yeah, I'm buying that too, actually. I didn't know they did a compendium of Mass Effect.
This is 800 pages of every Mass Effect comic book.
That's awesome. Yeah.
I didn't know this existed. It was like discounted on sale this week, and I was like, this is awesome. This thing was like $30.
Yeah.
So that seems like a pretty good deal for 800 pages of comic. I can't wait to get into this. I haven't started it yet. Because I'm actually like 3/4 of the way in another book so once I finish that. But this is a big boy. This thing is over 4 pounds.
Yeah.
It's a heavy boy. I've always wanted to read the Mass Effect comics. As someone who's actually read the Mass Effect books, it's like, well, there's more. I could do more, and just never got around to it. But finding out there was a collection, this is great. So
that's awesome.
Just showing this off, a little fun little thing I got. It's 800 pages.
When did those originally come out? 800 pages?
This is 800 pages. Yeah. These came out years ago. This would have been back when Mass Effect was big. I remember these are probably close to 10 years old. I'm not seeing like a date on these, and I don't want to look it up.
I'll look it up. I'm on it.
Okay, but yeah, these were coming out when the games were coming out as like side things, so they're not new in any way, and that's why this was on sale. Otherwise, this would have been a lot more. I don't know when this compendium came out.
The compendium came out November 3rd
last year.
Yeah, the compendium did.
Great.
Yeah.
Ow. It was already on sale. Like I said, I got this thing for $30 with including tax.
Actual comics started in 2010.
Yeah, I had some of them.
Ran to 2017. Wow.
The ones I had were pretty good. They all had what's her name? Liana, I can't remember which one it is on the front because of course they do. And she's always doing like a power thing. So yeah, no, they're cool. I'm excited to get into that myself.
I am too. Yep, for sure. All right, let's do the video game part of the podcast. Here's all of it. This is the top down perspective for March 11th. I'm Sean Booker.
I'm Paul Fleck.
John Wheeler.
And John, what have you been playing for the last 2 weeks?
So I haven't really been playing too much the last 2 weeks for a couple reasons. One was today I brought back my YouTube channel, so I'm doing Let's Plays again. So that was my free time has been tied up getting all that ready. And the other reason is I got into
tweet out about this. Oh, right. I saw you tweet out about this. How's that going?
So far, really good. It seems like it's been well received. So I'm happy that all that time actually was not wasted. I'm glad that the reception's been good and that it feels nice to be doing it again. The other reason is I got back into movies for some reason. So I've watched like 4 Bruce Lee movies this week.
Okay.
Okay. So just all the current stuff.
Oh yeah. Brand new stuff.
Okay.
No, it's been fun actually having some time to relax. I got those Criterion collections when they were on sale, so I picked up Bruce Lee and Godzilla. So I've got a lot of cheesy 70s and 80s stuff to watch.
Okay. Cool.
Nice.
But other than work-related stuff, I did get a chance to play a little bit of a game called Loop Hero, which came out pretty recently. I don't know if
you and everyone else.
Yeah. That's a good game. It's more than I expected it to be. Everyone was having a hard time kind of describing it, and I can get why now.
Yeah.
But that's pretty fun, honestly.
Yeah. It's unlike anything else on the market for sure. A lot of different little parts from other games all put together and kind of a new thing. It's very hard to describe. You kind of have to just see it and play it.
It's a deck building auto battler
RPG.
World sim RPG.
Town builder.
Like a roguelite as well.
Roguelite. Yep.
It's just so weird.
Yep.
But
every
it's
buzzword.
Really cool. Like yeah, it's every buzzword, but it's really the only way to put it because that's what it is. It's a game of every buzzword, and it somehow works.
Yeah, that's the surprising thing, is that it's a lot of information, but it's really easy to get into, for sure. It's weird.
Was this the game that last year Devolver Digital said would be this year's game of the year from them?
I think so.
I think it was. Yeah, I can now see why they said that. They're swinging for the fences pretty hard with this one.
Yeah.
I know it was advertised a lot.
But other than that, yeah, it definitely was. Other than that, I haven't really been playing all that much, so that's about it for me.
Paul, you got anything you want to talk about?
No. Getting ready for Resident Evil 8. Been playing nothing but Resident Evil for weeks, so that's it.
All right. Okay. All right. I played a bunch this week. First off, I finished Spyro 1.
Sure, right.
That final fight was
I forgot
pretty
you were
lame.
playing Spyro.
Did you take a week off last week? Because I forgot that you were playing this as well.
No, I've just been kind of playing it in the background. I didn't have anything much else to add about it.
Sure, yeah.
I just will say the achievements are pretty great in Spyro because there's one per stage, so you get a bonus thing to try and go for in each stage, which is really nice.
Mm-hmm.
And then at the very end, they're like, if you want the last 2 achievements, did you collect every possible thing that was collectible in the entire game? And of course I did.
Yeah, that's how those games are. That's how those games were.
And I'm sitting at like 95% of the achievements done. And then it's like, well, in order for me to get these last 2, I would have to replay the entire game. I'm not doing that.
Yeah.
But yeah, that last boss fight's pretty lame, but whatever. Did start Spyro 2. I'm into Spyro 2. Already that's just a much like more dense game. You get like abilities, there's reasons to go back to the stages, there's like branching paths. All the stages in Spyro 1 were not exactly linear, but there was kind of a pathway of like, oh, if I just follow this, it's going to bring me around the whole thing towards the end. Done. This one, yeah, there's reasons to come back, to leave the stage come back with a new ability, then you get access to this area. There's way more voice acting. There's actual female characters. I always thought it was odd that every dragon I rescued was a male dragon. Are there no female dragons? I've still not seen a female dragon, to be fair.
I don't think there are, or if there are, they don't show up till like the 3rd game.
So either they don't exist, or there's no gender, or the males lay eggs, because there are dragon eggs that you have to collect as well. So I'm just kind of wondering how that whole physiology works, I guess, which I doubt they're going to dive too much into.
I'd be surprised.
This is a kid's game.
Yeah.
It is kind of funny playing this remastered trilogy. The games look identical to each other, as opposed to like game looking better as you get to the next one, since they're all remastered at the same time. I thought that was just a kind of weird thing to come across. Also, the second game, you get a double jump from the get-go.
Good for them.
Better game already.
Yep.
Especially because the entire first game, Spyro's jump height is just short enough you can't get to the next, like the second step. So you're always thinking, oh, I can do 2 steps. No, you can do about a step and 90% of a step. Every jump feels bad when you're going upstairs. It's like, why can't you mantle, dude? Like like you're so close. But now you get a double jump. It solves that problem, which is great. So yeah, I'm gonna continue going through Spyro 2. Okay, so I played a game called Going Under. It's called the subtitle is Internships Are Heck. This was a Games with Gold free weekend game that I enjoyed so much I bought it immediately. Yeah,
This is
which is pretty surprising to me.
A roguelike, right? This is like the Binding of
It's a
Isaac type thing. You get power-ups, you go into a room, kill dudes, and then leave.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is a roguelite. But the premise is really good. So you're an unpaid intern at a new startup called Fizzle that makes fizzy energy drinks that are also meal replacements. So they disrupted 2 industries at once, and that's how they got a bunch of money.
Okay.
So you're there for a marketing internship. But instead, they want you to go in the basement and fight monsters. The writing is great. There's a ton of really good puns about, you know, how shitty unpaid internships are and like lame startup tech businesses. There's a bunch of great like goofs on cryptocurrency and such. For example, each dungeon you go down into, because there's separate ones, is based on a different startup that they're trying to like get the like property from for Fizzle. So the first one is Joblin, which are full of goblins, but they're goblins with jobs, so they're joblins. That's great. There's always a shopkeep in each dungeon, and that person's really funny. Every time there's tons of dialogue to go through, which is really great, so you don't get a lot of repeating. You'll find a vampire in each stage that will offer you a curse, which is pretty similar to like Dead Cells, where if you survive the next, X number of counters with the curse, you're going to get a bunch of items and whatnot. He's the entrepreneur. He's great. There's the third dungeon is a dating app that you can only talk to the other person through emoji. That's the premise of this app.
Okay.
That's pretty funny. And there's just tons of like body pillows and like pictures of the number 69 on the wall. That one's great. The second one's a cryptocurrency one, which that's pretty funny in itself. And when you go to the store in the cryptocurrency dungeon, you can pay in crypto that you've gotten from the enemies, or you can convert it to cash and pay in cash. So that's fun. It looks pretty goofy. It kind of looks almost like like a Katamari-esque art style. Everything is really physics based. That's actually my one complaint is since everything's physics based, things can kind of just bounce around and mushy themselves around in weird ways. So the combat is not as tight as say a Dead Cells would be.
Sure.
But like what is, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Besides like Hades, I guess.
Yeah, there's a few, but so the combat, it's rare.
Yeah, the combat's a little mushy, so it's not as tight as you'd like it to be, but it is good enough. And like I think the star here is the writing. Again, this is called Going Under, and I would recommend it. It came out late last year. It's on Steam as well. I think it's around $15 or so, maybe 20. So, apart from that, Apex Legends came out on the Switch, and I tried that out.
Yeah, how was that?
Why?
I mean, why did it come out, or why did I try it?
No, why'd you try it out? Because like you knew it was not going to be good.
Well, I mean, tons of battle royales are on the Switch. Fortnite's on the Switch.
Yeah, but Fortnite's got an art style that probably works better and can run lower
is
settings.
On mobile. PUBG's on mobile. So I will say though, Apex Legends on the Switch is horseshit.
Yeah, of course it is.
Yeah, not surprised.
Oh, it's so bad. So it runs at 720-30.
Oh man,
which means when I have it up on my TV screen, it looks like a muddy mess, and I can barely follow any action happening during a firefight. Holy smokes, it is like unplayable. It looks better in handheld because everything is a little sharper and it's not getting blown up on my big screen. Then there's just weird like stuttering because I have to use a Wi-Fi connection as opposed to a wired one. And then I'm also in handheld mode. I have to use the Joy-Cons, which those analog sticks are just not great for a Twitch shooter like that.
Sure. Yeah.
So both ways are bad. They're so bad. Someone in the chat is saying I was going to pick up the Switch. I mean, it is free. So, I mean, there's no reason not to, but like, if you have any other way to play Apex, you should do that first. I don't really know who this game is for. If you're this interested in Apex, a 2-year-old game at this point, you haven't found a way to do it. Like, were you waiting for it on Switch? Like, that's I'm kind of curious, but I hope they fix it at some point because it just I had no fun. I never want to play that thing again on Switch ever.
Sure.
Yeah, I don't know. It's also hard because I'm coming from playing like the Series X version, which looks and plays beautifully. But even then, like it was just difficult and unpleasant to play. And the last thing is I'm still going through Bravely Default 2. I'm like 15 hours in. It's fine. I don't think
glowing.
I mean, I don't think I could recommend it. It's not great. It's not doing anything special. I'm still curious what the big twist, because Bravely Default games usually have a twist in the late game.
Yeah.
I'm curious what that might be. But for the most part, I think there are better RPGs you could spend your time with. I don't think you need to play Bravely Default 2. And that's all I've been playing. So let's do some news. All right, this first one, Square Enix is going to have the first digital direct. Square Enix Presents is what it's going to be called next week, March 18th. They've mentioned what games they're going to be talking about.
Okay.
Doesn't seem very interesting. And I think I can kind of underline that by the big tentpole thing they're advertising is a new Life is Strange. Which, I mean, I like Life is Strange a lot. If that's your biggest thing, I don't know if this is going to be a great presentation to watch.
Just Cause Mobile.
They've also Just Cause Mobile coming, I guess.
Was that ever announced?
It is on this little thing that they.
Well, no, I mean like before this tiny.
No,
list.
I don't know.
I don't think so.
I don't know. I also didn't hear anyone being like, "Whoa, this was just announced." I don't know.
I love new Square Enix Montreal games.
It's a great one. Yeah.
New Square Enix Montreal games. Tomb Raider's 25th anniversary, whatever that means. Marvel's Avengers, which I'm assuming because this is the day that the new update is coming, they're just going to talk about the new update.
Yep.
Riders, and Balan Wonderworld.
Yeah.
Which I've heard nothing but bad things from that demo. Anyway. Cool. I'll check out the new Life is Strange, I guess. It's going to be a whole new cast of characters, they said, so sure.
I mean, we're all probably going to watch parts of this, if not the whole thing, so whatever. We'll talk about it next week, I'm sure.
We will, for sure. Speaking of next week, one day before that, the next expansion to the Outer Worlds is coming out.
Yeah.
Which I am super excited. What's the full name of this?
I don't know the name of it at all. It's Murder something.
Tweet doesn't. Murder on Eridanos.
Yeah.
Okay. Sure.
Got a fun little trailer where it's a mystery murder. What's going on at the Rizzo's Spectrum Brown Vodka facility? More Outer Worlds. I'm just sold.
Sure.
I'm so excited. I was looking at how much it was. Turns out I bought the season pass last time, so I already have it, and that was just great to see. So yeah, that's March 17th on PC, Xbox, and PlayStation. Get excited for that.
Yeah.
This next one is that Vive announced the facial tracker for VR, which looks like a little camera device that clips to the bottom of a Vive headset. It will basically track your mouth and maybe some of your nose. Probably just your mouth and your cheeks, I guess.
Okay.
'Cause it can track up to 38 facial movements and match lip movements with voice with almost zero latency.
Ugh. VR chat's gonna be just the worst.
Gonna be weird. Apparently this thing by itself is $170.
Wow.
Yikes.
That's what his website says. A bunch of info on Vive's website. $170. I have to assume at one point these will just be like built into the bottom of the headset because it looks kind of weird having this like hanging off
Like
the visor.
the big thing is that they've developed this, so now it's an add-on right now, but for the next like generation, it'll just be part of something. So that's cool.
Yeah, I mean, I look at this headset. That's a lot of things strapped to this lady's head.
Yeah, sure is.
The cable, you got the headphones coming off of it, and then you got this extra cable wrapping around to the new mouth tracking thing. No, I'm sure something cool will come from it.
Yeah. Hope
Speaking of something cool, there's a new Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle game.
Yep.
Yeah.
Excited about this.
Yeah, I am.
Yeah, this is exciting.
So, Shredder's Revenge looks like an old school beat 'em up.
Yeah, Don Emu and Tribute Games, so the teams behind Streets of Rage 4 and Mercenary Kings.
Yep.
Didn't Tribute do Scott Pilgrim?
Supposedly?
That's what I remember them from.
Members that did Scott Pilgrim moved to Tribute, I believe.
Yeah, it was something like that.
Yeah.
Okay. It does say on the Steam page online co-op. Which
yes.
It makes me excited. Hopefully it works because Scott Pilgrim's does not.
Yeah.
It's the last time I've tried.
No, it still doesn't. Yeah.
Founded in 2011 by former Ubisoft employees who, amongst other games, worked on Scott Pilgrim vs. the World, the game, and TMNT, the movie game.
Which that game's okay if you want like a real easy Prince of Persia knockoff.
I mean, yeah, there's... Oh, right. They worked on Panzer Paladin. I forgot about that.
Yep.
Yeah, a couple of games they worked on, Mercenary Kings, Flint Hook, and Panzer Paladin. Those are some of their best known ones. Oh, and Wizorb. I forgot about Wizorb. Damn.
Okay, yeah, Flint Hook, that was all right. Okay, so I mean, like, I'm cautiously optimistic. I could play some more Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. We got Bebop and Rocksteady in there. The Foot Clan.
They had an actual animated opening, which was fucking awesome. That trailer.
Yep. You can definitely watch that. Got the old school theme song in there, redone. But yeah, it's good. I hope it's good.
Same.
I don't think there's any info on release.
There isn't. There's no info at all. Soon, they say.
And this last little bit of news is that my Xbox and Bethesda had a little roundtable discussion live stream today. They mentioned it's not going to be focused on news or reveals, and it wasn't. But one of the kind of interesting things is people basically asked, what's the deal with exclusivity going forward with Bethesda? I said, kind of boilerplate thing. We're going to honor contracts that are already in place. But, you know, going forward, if it makes sense to things being multi-platform based on legacy, then we might be looking at that, which to me kind of sounds like, I bet they keep Elder Scrolls as a multi-platform game. Like Starfield, they won't. That's my guess here at this point. And they said they want, for their Xbox members, they want people to have the best experience on platforms that have Game Pass on it. So who knows? They didn't say any specifics, but they did also add 20 Bethesda titles to Game Pass today, which is pretty cool.
Yep, all for console.
Lot to play there.
All except 2 for PC, and I think all except for 3 for mobile as well.
Yeah, looking like that. I'm not going to do accounting, but that's a lot of games that Game Pass just got a whole lot better. So on Game Pass.
Yeah, lots of good stuff for sure.
And that's going to do it for some news. So let's do some questions. If you would like to send in a question, it's topdownperspective@gmail.com, at TDP Podcast on Twitter, the Discord channel, or John's P.O. Box. I can read this first one from Matthew, who says, "What completely inconsequential change would you make to Smash Ultimate?" Could be things like changing a character's alternate skin, adding a music track, or changing a voice clip. I would change one of Daisy's taunts so she shouts, "Hi, I'm Daisy."
I agree with this change. I'm good with this.
Like that
That's all I
one?
need. Yeah,
Okay.
that's a great one.
Okay.
I'd add a whole bunch of Mega Man stages with theme music for those stages.
I'm trying to think. I feel like I don't know enough that would be a small thing.
I would make it so that you could give any character any other character's voice.
Oh.
That'd be fun.
So you have Ganondorf running around as Peach with Peach's voice. It'd be perfect.
That'd be fun.
Okay, sure.
What
Yeah.
about it like a DK mode,
Yeah,
like a
that'd be
big
fun to
head
give,
mode?
like,
Ah, yeah, there you go.
that is a good one. Yeah. You give like Captain Falcon's voice to Pikachu.
No, Pichu, the even smaller.
Pichu,
one.
yeah,
Even better.
both would be pretty funny. Would be
Yeah.
pretty good. Yep. And big head mode, that's good. I have a great answer. What if DK got a does he have a taunt where he slaps his ass currently?
I don't know.
No, but there's one where he shakes his like shoulders and shimmies, and I think you can stare at
That's
his
pretty
butt
good.
during
Yeah. That one's pretty good. I just want one where he just he just turns his ass to the camera and slaps it and then looks over his shoulder at you.
that.
That'd be
You might
pretty
touch it
good.
once.
Yeah. Okay, next question.
Same boat, just kind of same boat. I just want like one of the humanoid characters. Doesn't matter who. It has to be like an actual human, not like you know how Mario's like a goblin.
Yeah,
It has to be like an actual human. I want them to just look at the camera and just like moon it, like take their pants down and just moon the player.
I kind of agree. That'd be pretty great. All right. Kevin writes in, how many gigabytes does a game have to be for you to reconsider getting it? This answer might be something crazy like 1 terabyte will probably be different for console versus PC. I don't have a limit.
Oh, so well, how big is your PC?
I don't know, 5 terabytes? I guess that's the
Yeah,
What
limit.
if it was
8
6 terabytes?
Yeah, I mean, the limit is however much I can hold, I guess.
Okay.
Yeah, if it means I have to buy a new memory card or hard drive to get it to fit, then that's definitely worth reconsidering.
Yep. Depending on what the game is,
assume
I
this is
might do
related to
it.
Yeah, like I assume this is coming up because of that whole Call of Duty discussion where like
Yeah.
you can't fit both Call of Duty and Warzone on a 500 gig PlayStation 4 or something like that.
Yeah.
Which is insane.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, so it comes down to like, well, what do you want to play? Do you want to play the 2 Call of Duties or do you want to play a whole bunch of other games?
I think
Yeah.
if once you've gotten past 100 gigs, you've kind of gotten out of hand. Like
Yeah.
Grand Theft Auto, I hate reinstall Grand Theft Auto because it takes so long.
Sure.
Really, it seems to be just
we're
mainly
well
Rockstar and Activision that are usually the culprits here.
Yep.
Or, yeah, we're well past 100 gigs being broken. That's like that happens every like 2 months with some big game. I feel like.
Yeah. Final Fantasy VII Remake was like 90 or something like that. 90 gigs.
Yeah.
I've never gotten to a point where I have said I am not gonna play this game. It's too big.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm fortunate enough to have I have gigabit internet, so deleting stuff and re-downloading it later is an option for me. As
That's what I
annoying
do.
as that would be.
Yeah.
But yeah, so because I'm trying to think like if it was like 500 gigs, if you use like half of my Xbox's hard drive, I would probably just delete a bunch of stuff that I was hoping to play at some point, and then I could re-download it later. I guess if it doesn't fit on the Xbox,
I think it
the-
depends on how much you have to delete. Like that would be the marker. Like on my Switch, whenever my Switch runs out of space, I don't mind deleting like a couple games I already beat and I don't plan on going back to.
Yeah.
If I have to delete like 30 games to get it to fit, then I'm reconsidering it.
If it's like a Mario game, though, it's the next Mario game.
Nintendo knows how to actually compress their files, though.
whole thing is just a hypothetical. So the hypothetical scenario is the next Mario game is you're gonna have to delete 75% of your Switch's space. You're gonna do it, right?
No,
Because
I don't think I could do it. I don't think I could do it.
wow.
Even for Mario. Even for Mario.
I don't think I believe you. That will ever be
Look,
able
man,
to...
I already have a 1 terabyte SD card in my Switch. If it gets to a point where I have to like delete stuff off of that, something's gone wrong.
I definitely agree. I bet you would buy a new memory card, like another one, and you would just make it
I
work.
don't think they make bigger than 1 terabyte right now.
You would buy
I don't think that's even an option.
You'd buy a second one. That's what I assume would happen.
Okay, you know what? That I have a spare, so you're right. I would probably just do that instead. But like the 1 terabyte has, oh my god, that's it. 270 gigs free on it right now. So I've already got a lot of stuff on there.
It's a lot. Yeah.
And if that space suddenly disappears, I would be absolutely livid.
This is a different question for console, though, for sure. PC, I'm used to deleting and re-downloading stuff literally every time I want to play something. So it's not a big deal.
Yeah.
So what's your answer for Switch then, Paul?
Switch, if it's over like 10 gigs, I'm not buying it on that. I'm buying it on a real system, like my PlayStation or PC. If I had an Xbox, I'm not buying it on the Switch.
My Switch is 25 gigs.
My Switch is my pixel indie game system and whatever Nintendo decides to throw on there every now and then. It doesn't do anything else.
For you. Next Mario.
I would delete everything and put it on my one card. I absolutely would. Switch isn't a big deal to me. I would play it and then I would delete that when I was done and then reinstall stuff as I needed to.
This definitely gets harder if you get to like data cap limits.
It's okay. If I had a data cap limit, if it's over 80 gigs, like, I'm sorry, I'm probably not going to.
Yeah, that's...
You can't be downloading like
a weird one.
100 gigs every week if you have a data cap. You're gonna get fucked. Like, that's no good.
Sure. And people definitely have to juggle this stuff, right?
Totally. Yeah.
All right. Next question comes to us from Boko. It's a time for a question about your sets. Paul, tell us something about that classical guitar that's behind you.
That guitar was bought from my school when I was in guitar class in 2002.
Stole it?
Did I not say the word bought?
Bought. You said it was guitar, though. You said it was bought for the school.
From the school. Because we had guitar class. I liked the guitar, and I was just like, can we buy this? So we bought it. From the school.
I thought they bought it for this because
no.
You liked the guitar and you're like, I'm
keeping this. This is mine now. Yeah, no. No, I liked how it played, so that's been with me for 19, almost 20-ish years now, and that case is a painting of that guitar on the case that I did in art class.
Nice. Nice.
That's actually just the case with a guitar picture on it. There's just dirty clothes in there. That's just where I put my laundry.
I put my laundry in a lot of places. The guitar cases is the one I haven't yet. Maybe someday.
Sean, tell us something about that framed picture or painting that's just to the side of you.
Assuming it's this one.
That one.
I would turn and take it off and show you guys, but I might die if I turn that much with my back.
Yeah.
So that is a picture I got in Austin last year. It was like the last trip I went on before COVID hit. It's when I went to PAX South.
Is it on your Instagram? I'm sure you have a picture of that somewhere.
I think it might be on somewhere on my Instagram. It is a picture of a squid destroying a subway train. A bunch of people like freaking out. I guess it's just like a weird like train squid. So
as normally exist.
Yep.
John, tell us something about that arcade cabinet that's behind you. Which one?
Yeah.
There are two behind me right now. The small one is an NBA Jam arcade 1-up cabinet, but it is NBA Jam Tournament Edition, and NBA Hang Time. So those 3 games. It's 4-player. And it's online enabled, so you can actually play against other people who own the machine as well.
So
and the
cool.
other one behind me is an Asteroids Deluxe machine, an actual arcade machine, so you can see the size difference between the two. It is currently broken right now because the contacts for the buttons need to be cleaned, but it otherwise is fully functional. It turns on just fine, and I got it for $60 in a raffle.
That was the Pincade
Nice.
pinball show thing, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Calgary used to have these arcade like events, Pincade equivalents, I think is what they were called.
Yeah.
Or Pincade. Bunch of local arcade owners brought arcade machines, pinball tables, and stuff like that. And some of them actually raffled off machines. And the 2 I got to go to, I actually both times won an arcade machine.
Yeah.
I won the Asteroids Deluxe machine one year, and then the year after I won I can never remember the name of it. It was like Hot Shot or like Super Shot or something like that. It was a sort of pinball table, but it was also like Crossfire, where you aimed like a gun that was full of ball bearings and you had to shoot targets with them.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
What happened to that one? Where's that one?
Yeah. Hyperball, actually, I think is what it was called. That one broke upon delivery. So, and we could never get it working again because it had a fuse issue. And Paul and I had a friend who worked for a gaming company in town that knew how to restore pinball machines and arcade machines. So I just kind of sold it to them. So they took it.
Okay, nice. You're saying this was put together by a bunch of Calgary arcades? I don't think I know of a single arcade
No, like
that
like
wasn't.
arcade machine owners, like just
Owners,
a bunch
yeah.
of collectors, essentially.
Oh, okay. I was gonna ask, like, did Calgary have like dedicated arcades ever?
Used to.
It had a couple, yeah. It had one downtown right off the train line. It had one in the university.
Yep.
Okay, the university
one
might be familiar.
Yeah, the Cove was the university one. That's the one where I spent most of my time in university.
That sounds familiar.
The one across from this downtown C trains was kind of okay, but it was in a weird spot.
Yeah.
Eau Claire was probably one of the better known ones too.
Eau
Eau Claire
Claire
had a really big one. Chinook kind of did too, and that basically faded away.
Eau Claire had the Dance Dance
There's
kids.
one in Chinook. Are you just talking about like the movie theater?
Yeah, the movie theater used to have like a decent sized one, but Eau Claire had like a dedicated gigantic one and also a pool hall next to their movie theater.
Yeah, that's right.
Okay. Oh, yes. I've been to that one. Yeah, I played like one of those like snowboarding games there.
Yeah. The Eau Claire one was really good.
It was, yeah.
Everything in Eau Claire dies though.
Yeah, unfortunately that is true.
Yeah.
Except for that movie theater, weirdly enough. That movie theater is still going strong.
So I was just gonna say, I'm surprised it had a movie theater as long as it did. Up until now, like as far as I know, there's still a movie theater there.
Yeah.
Because it was one of the first IMAX ones, so they would always take students there for like the Grand Canyon and just like dumb educational shit. That was
like they had like the student discount card discounts for students as well. Because I remember going to watch movies for cheap there.
Mm-hmm.
I never did that. No. I only ever went and did Eau Claire because they would get a lot of like indie films.
Yeah.
Like smaller run films that like because typically I went to either Chinook or more often was West Hills, just because that's where
close by
parents are.
Yeah.
Yeah. Dead in Sky. What's your favorite breakfast cereal? Is it discontinued or is it still actively sold?
Shreddies? Shreddies used to be my favorite. I know.
Holy smokes, I hate Shreddies.
Mini Wheats when I still ate cereal was probably my favorite. I think it's still around.
And I've said before, I didn't really ever eat cereal because I don't really like the taste of plain milk.
Sure.
You know what cereal tastes the worst? Dry? Shreddies. It's like a.
You know what? Yeah.
Like
yeah,
a
maybe.
sponge in your mouth. And it sucks
they're
up
very
all
sharp
the
when they're dry for some reason.
That's true. Yeah.
It's like you're eating a handful of hay.
Sure.
I used
Don't
to get
be
them
that bad, but sure.
Wait, so
in kindergarten, That used to be one of the snack foods, and I had to dip them in apple juice to get to eat them.
Oh, wow.
There is a weird amount of things that have Shreddies as like part of their trail mix or whatever for like how dry that cereal is. That's true. There is some of that going on. So all three of us don't really like cereal then? I fucking hate cereal.
I'm lactose intolerant.
Oh yeah, okay.
Okay.
All right, fair enough.
I loved cereal until my body was like, haha, not anymore, sucker.
Oh, okay.
No, none for you.
Yeah, I mean, like I'll do like almond milk or like lactose free milk every now and then, but like it's so much lower on the priority list now because of that.
Sure, fair enough.
Yeah. A lot of people just eat it dry, especially the more candy ones, like the Reese's Puff cereal. I actually did eat some of that dry, like once.
Yeah, that's
like,
candy.
This is okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's candy. At this
it
point.
is, yeah.
Yeah, like the Timbit cereals like that too.
That's right.
The Timbit cereal? I've never even heard of that.
Yeah.
There's a Timbit cereal. There's Oreo O's, which is Oreo cereal. Like they just basically took any candy and any cookie they could and made it into a cereal.
I guess. Weird.
Yeah.
Okay.
They sell that at Tim Hortons? Can you buy Timbit cereal at Tim Hortons?
I don't know. Maybe.
Yeah, I don't know.
I haven't been in a Tim Hortons in like a year now, so.
Yeah. BGC Kenny writes in, you're in charge of making the next big edutainment game. What is the subject you teach? How would you go about teaching said subject while making the game fun? Edutainment.
Biology.
Okay. Yeah, I'm with you.
VR game where you can see your body parts on like the inside or like the muscles as they move as you move them yourself. Like you are like the skeleton that moves around.
I'm gonna be real. I thought you were going with a joke hentai answer or something, but that actually sounds real cool.
No.
Yeah, I'm gonna go a little after dark. It's gonna be a sex set game and it's gonna be VR.
Going a little after dark.
We're going a little blue.
Kids gotta learn early. Kids gotta learn early.
And then you get to have sex with whatever you want in the VR thing.
With whatever you want.
We
Sean
don't judge
does not
here.
Discriminate. Sean does not discriminate.
Man.
There's no judgment. You can whatever you want to put in you or put it in. You can do it. That's the motto. That's our motto. That's the
TDP guarantee.
VR. Yeah. That's the guarantee. We'll let you put it in anything.
Oh my god. Here I was gonna say something like, I really like how Assassin's Creed is just like, we're a game, but also we have these like modules that like show you some cool shit. I guess mine's the boring answer. Yeah. That's fine.
I was going to say, like, I think back to Magic School Bus and the space level. And that one was cool because all the different gravities and different setups of the planets made for just different levels. That was fine. I thought that was pretty cool. I was also going to say, if I personally was making one, I would love to make some kind of like Ring Fit adventure style fitness game.
Sure. Okay.
I think that would just be cool.
Realistically, like it would probably just be a visual novel like Carmen Sandiego or something, because that's easy and cheap. I wouldn't mind playing another like Where in the World was Carmen Sandiego, like redone or something. That might be fun.
I mean, realistically, mine's the Sex Ed VR game, and it comes with one of those collector's editions from Inside, where you get the squishy ball thing.
That's right.
As something you can feel with your hands while you have the headset on.
Totally.
Oh, God. All right. Suki writes in and says that TMNT have been rebooted so many times that it's a part of everyone's childhood. And as such, we all have a favorite. Who is your favorite Ninja Turtle? And who's the turtle you most identify with? Well, Mikey's my favorite. That's why he's literally in the background. He's behind the NBA Jam machine. But most identify with is probably Donatello. Like 80s, 90s Donatello.
Because you're a nerd?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly.
Donatello is my favorite. Ralph is the one I identify with.
You
mean Raph, right? Not Ralph.
Raphael.
Yeah, I was gonna say, why'd you say Ralph?
Ralph, the
Ralph
fifth.
Ralph.
Ralph's the fifth turtle that we don't get to see a lot of screen time of.
He's on the back. He's the stunt double.
Can I come on this mission, guys? No, you're not invited. Aw.
Sorry, Ralph.
So someone has to take care of Splinter. We told you that. He's getting old. Oh, man.
Poor Splinter.
I mean, that is a plot element to one of the movies.
Yeah.
In the games, I always like Donatello. Just the reach he got on the stick is always pretty cool. I mean, Cowabunga Man, gotta go with the pizza loving. I guess they all love pizza.
Yeah, that doesn't really narrow it down.
Yeah.
At all.
I don't know. Donatello, he's got the cool stick. Who doesn't like big sticks?
True.
Probably kids who like sword size and nunchucks instead.
That's true.
Yeah, true.
That new one, Leonardo, his swords are huge.
Yep.
All right, last question here. Linebacker writes, suddenly all pets can talk with and understand humans. How would you feel if this happened, and what would you do?
Oh, God.
It'd be totally normal, and I
That's my
wouldn't
reaction.
think about it.
But you have 2 cats, don't you?
I'd have a
Yeah,
long
that's it.
discussion
We're
with
cat
my
owners.
cat. Yeah.
Yeah,
but what if
we're
they're like
cat owners?
What if they're like assholes?
No, that's the
They're
thing.
cats. Of course they're assholes.
My cat has been an asshole. We would have a long discussion about why he can't go on the fucking oven after we cooked, because he's going to fucking burn himself. Stupid little shit.
I already talked to the cat
I feel
anyways, as it is.
That's
so
it. That's it.
It's not going to
Yeah.
be any different.
Totally. Yep.
I feel like it'd be so annoying. Also, like, so if we can talk to them, are they now like smart? Is it now like uncomfortable that we own them? That's what I'm thinking. Like,
If they could understand me and we could have a conversation, I would totally be like, yeah, I mean, you can go out, like, hang out and for a walk, just be home by this time. Like, I would just give them a curfew. They'd basically just become actual children at that point, where it's just like...
they're kids?
Pretty
Yeah.
much.
What if the cat's like older than you, though? The dog or whatever.
The cat is my cat is definitely older than me. Aren't they like... And
See, now,
dogs,
so maybe
too.
you should be the cat's pet.
I mean, pretty much
What if
are,
what if the animal is older and wiser than you? Now who's the owner?
I mean, I'm the one feeding them, so that's already the case.
I would assume at some point they are getting smart enough that they can now get a job.
No, they don't have thumbs.
They don't have opposable thumbs.
Yeah.
What if it's like, I don't know, like what if something's like, hey, we need to smell something. Well, for this dog will smell stuff you need.
No, that's true. There
Very
are
well.
cats that are like actually like mousing cats that people get.
Mousing cats. There's dogs that like save people from the Himalayas. Give that guy $100 every time you save someone's life. There you go.
There's groups of dog owners that have specific dogs to like kill rats in New York City and stuff too. Yeah, that's true. There are animals with jobs. That is a thing. So I don't know. Yeah, cat cafes would be a different thing.
Cat cafe super different. Unless I would be down for if the cat served me food, like served me a coffee at a cafe.
Sure.
It'd be fun.
Yeah, have a conversation.
A little apron.
Yeah.
Would the horses ride us?
No.
No. They'd go faster than us as is.
They would definitely kill
ride
us
to get revenge.
They would definitely
they
kill
would
us
kill us.
trying to ride us. Yeah.
I mean, I'm thinking in this scenario, I think humans get wiped out.
Oh, for sure. If animals became
yeah.
totally like sentient and we're just like, hey, we're way stronger and scarier than these dipshits. Like,
This
we're
is
fucked.
just Terminator. You're just describing Terminator, but with animals.
Totally.
Yeah.
Maybe even more dangerous. A lot of animals have built-in weaponry, like, ready to go.
Yep. We have all of our soft, squishy parts on the outside. Oh, man. That would not go well.
Yeah.
All right, that's going to do it for questions. If you want to send in a question next week, it's topdownperspective@gmail.com, at TDP Podcast on Twitter, the Discord channel, or John's P.O. Box. What is your game of the week?
Loop Hero.
Loop Hero.
It's Going Under.
Cool.
Okay, and so if you're a Patreon person, if you're on the top tier, you can now submit a game for next month. or for the poll next week that might get voted on for next month. You should definitely do that. If Iconoclasts can win, anything can win. So
Anything is possible.
Yeah, anything
Yeah.
is possible at this point. You should definitely submit a game. Otherwise, next week we will have the poll up. Also, continue to get excited. April 1st, we've talked about it, is the 2009 Game of the Year episode that we are preparing. So get excited for that. That's going to be a lot of fun. I've started my list, and some of these categories are odd to have to deal with. Sure. We also do have to remove a couple categories because they will not work, such as Patreon Game of the Year.
Yeah, right.
We can't fill that one out. Here's a question for you guys. Pile of Shame. That doable?
Nope.
Say it would have to be based off of games that came out that year. That's the only way to do it.
Right. It has to be games that year. So is it games that year that we know we didn't play and wanted to, or is it games that year that we still have not played that we
still haven't?
Still haven't. Oh, interesting. Okay, I'm done with that. Sure. Yeah.
One downside to that, though, is any episode we do again, like that we redo, it would be the same games, wouldn't it?
No, because it's different years.
Different years, yeah.
Oh, no, you're right. Yeah. Okay. No, totally solved it. I'm going to put that one back on the list. Yeah. As you guys can see, this episode's going to be pretty dumb. So again, that's April 1st. Get excited about that.
Yeah.
And yeah, anyways, we'll see you guys next week. Bye.
Bye, everybody.